What is a ratio? A ratio is a comparison. Ratios compare values. They show us how much of one thing there is compared to another. So write this info on your note sheet. Here is an example of a ratio. Let's compare apples to bananas. We have 5 apples compared to 10 bananas. We can write this ratio 3 different ways: 5 to 10, 5 over 10, and 5 with a colon to 10. A ratio must be written in its simplest form. This means reduce, which means our apple to banana ratio, 5 to 10, should be reduced to its simplest form, 1 to 2, or 1/2, or 1:2. Stop! Do you have this info copied onto your note sheet yet? Pause this video, go back, replay, and complete your notes to this point. Then complete practice problems 1, 2, 3. Moving on. When a ratio involves measurements, you must make sure that the numbers you are comparing are in the same unit of measure. Common units of measurement include inches, meters, gallons, and pounds. Sound familiar? Let's try getting the same unit of measure for a ratio. Your ratio is Mrs. Eldridge eats 2 gallons of ice cream to Mrs. Lepkowski's 5 pints of ice cream. All right, with our ratio above, first we have to find out how many pints in 1 gallon. Well, 1 gallon equals 8 pints. So how many pints does Mrs. Eldridge eat? Well, her 2 gallons times 8 pints equals her pints. So now we have the same units of measure for our ratio, pints. Therefore, the ratio of Mrs. Eldridge's 2 gallons of ice cream to Mrs. Lepkowski's 5 pints of ice cream is Mrs. Eldridge's pints over Mrs. Lepkowski's pints, which were originally 5, which can also be written as 16 to 5 or 16:5. Dang, Miss Eldridge likes her some ice cream. Now you try, but stop! Miss Hagee says, complete the next 2 problems. Here are a couple hints to help. There's 12 inches in a foot, and 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. A unit rate is a ratio comparison written as a number over 1. Put that in your own words in your notes. Look at our example and create your own. A rate is a ratio that compares 2 amounts measured in different units. My words, when you compare 2 different things, measured differently, like 250 Skittles and 5 bags. Did you write the rate definition in the box? Put the unit rate in your own words and create an example of each of these in your table? Get with it. Make sure you do. Unit rates have a denominator of 1. Rates compare 2 different amounts of items that have different units of measurement. To change a rate to a unit rate, divide the numerator by the denominator and put your results over 1 in a fraction. Say what? Chill out, Miss Lepkowski. Let's look at our earlier ratio comparison example. We compared the cost amount in dollars to gallons of gas. If you spend $15.50 on 6 gallons of gas, what is your unit rate for 1 gallon of gas? If you spend $15.50 on 6 gallons of gas, what is your unit rate for 1 gallon of gas? Well, first we divide $15.50, our numerator, by 6, the denominator. This gives us a rounded answer of 2.58. Place 2.58 over 1, and that is how much your unit rate for 1 gallon of gas is. Stop! Complete the unit rate examples on your note sheet. Do it! How do I use unit rate with pricing? Well, we can determine unit pricing when shopping by finding the unit rate or price. To find a unit price, always divide the numerator by the denominator, like we did with our gas example previously. This is your unit price, and it tells you the cost of one item, and you can use this to compare prices and find the best deal. Let's go shopping! Complete the 2 examples on your sheet, then we will do some comparison shopping. Nate was hangry. He wanted some cereal. Which option should hangry Nate buy? Option A, 12 ounces of Lucky Charms for $2.99, or option B, 17 ounces of Lucky Charms for $3.52. Alora needs crayons to finish her I Love Math poster. Which should she buy? Option A, 64 crayons for $2.99, or option B, 120 crayons for $6.99. So how can I use this information in the real world? Make sure you fill in your answer to that and all questions on your note sheet. And that's all, folks.
Created using Powtoon.